Monday, listeners. Just so you know, in the future, near future, we are changing the name. Right now, we have it as Teddy and Monica, but it's going to be Sacrificial Conversations with Teddy and Monica. So we're looking forward to that brief name change. But tonight, you all, we have a real treat. We have Renisha Masters here with us on tonight, this evening. I met her at an event a couple Saturdays ago, you all. It was the Hope Station hash brown. What was the name? It was something hash.
Hope Station hash brown event.
Okay, Hope Station hash brown events. Y'all, that event was a true blessing. And this is where I met her at this event. So today I want to start out with this scripture that when I was doing my reading on today, and I thought it would be appropriate for this particular show on today. So we're going to come from 1 Peter 5:6. So be humble under God's powerful hand. Then he will lift you up when the right time comes. And so, Renisha, that's for you. When I met you, you had the most humbling spirit. Just to hear your story, it just blessed my soul. And just to see how humble you are in this journey. And so I really want you to know that 1 Peter 5:6 is you in this time. God has blessed you tremendously, and we're just looking forward to you sharing your story with us on this afternoon. So we're going to let you introduce yourself to our listeners. So just give us a brief synopsis of who you are, and then we'll get into your story.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys, for having me on today. It's really a pleasure. I'm so excited to be here. I am originally from Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, wow.
I moved Nashville, Tennessee about 3 years. It's 3 years, June. Yeah, so I am a single mom of two. I have a boy and a girl, Royal and Loyal. I love them to death. Hey, if y'all listening, well, we love y'all. And I currently work for the Hope Station. I love it so much. I am a client representative there. And outside of that, I write.
Wow. Okay. You are an author. Yes. She said, all right. You are a author with many books you have. So I didn't know, because I don't know, when I met you that day, I don't know why I just thought this was your only book. But when I went out there, I was like, it said, all these books started popping up. I was like, oh my God. And like I said, you're so modest. I was like, she has tons of books, and you just, yeah.
So Renisha, how many books have you written?
All together, I want to say probably about maybe 6 books all together through my journey. Yeah.
So in that journey, I mean, years, how many years in those 6 books? How many years was put into that?
Ooh, over 12 plus years.
Okay. How old are you? Wow. Seriously.
I actually just turned 34 this month on the 15th.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
You look good. I was putting you in the 20s.
I was putting in the 20s too.
Yes.
I was putting in those 20s.
Yes. Okay.
You want to go? Because I'm loaded with questions over here, baby. So you better come on with it.
Do you want her to go ahead and start sharing her story?
Well, no. We're going to talk about this. We're going to slow this down and let people, because when she told me about what's actually going on, I was like, okay.
I was on fire when I came home.
Yes, she was.
I had never been to an event like that before, and to hear you and the other lady's stories, it just blessed me, because you hear about people, but this was a little different for me, because everybody was working moms that fell like on hard times briefly. And so Hope Station is one that just to help you get back on your feet. And I didn't know it was such a thing, or such a, something that single moms can turn to, you know what I'm saying? And it's not, and I understand, like, you make too much money, so the government won't help you. So who else are you supposed to turn to? And so that's what the Hope Station was for. And I was like, wow. So
let's start with Hope Station. I didn't mean to cut you off because I don't want to go too fast. So let's start with Hope Station. Did Hope Station, was that the thing that actually helped change your whole pattern or your whole situation where made you write this last? Because this last book is this Hope Station's reason why you did this bring Hope Station bring this book to life is what I'm asking.
Yes.
Okay.
Hope Station, I would actually say it was my breakthrough.
Okay.
Before I started there, I was actually a single mom searching for, help. It was hard times, and I had to keep going. I didn't want anyone to try to stereotype me or, just as that single Black mom, I kept fighting. I didn't want to give up. And the Hope Station came at a time where I really needed them. And it's so amazing to have a chance to get help from them and then turn around and work for them. Once I started working for them, they gave me the opportunity to explore because I had more freedom in my job. I got to do more things, focus more, take care of my babies more, meaning taking them to the doctor's office and things like that. Because when I first got down here, I was actually working at Ascension St. Thomas West. And I was working in the kidney department, and I loved it. I really did. But the only thing about it is business is business.
Wow.
You have too many days off. They have to do what they have to do. But God is so amazing because God spoke to me when I was there. I just knew my time was coming. I was going to have to let that job go soon. But
Okay.
Soon as I made that choice, like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put my 2 weeks notice in, I got that call from the Hope Station. So Hope Station is definitely the glue part to that. Writing, finishing this book.
So Hope Station, like what is it? Because I'm still not knowing what Hope Station actually is. What is Hope Station?
Hope Station, it gives women hope when they have nothing left. Hope Station makes women feel seen. They make them feel heard. They make them feel like, they can do it. They can make it. It's so many times I've been on the phone with different women who just felt like they were on their last and they was ready to give up. They couldn't do it no more. So being a part of Hope Station, knowing that I can talk to them and say, hey, I've been there. Mm-hmm. Don't give up. You can't give up. You can't give up. You can't let go. This is what we're here for. And what makes us different is a lot of companies out here and a lot of organizations, they have strict rules. Like, you have to have a certain type of crisis. That's one thing I love about Hope Station, because a crisis is a crisis to us. We don't point out what is a crisis. Whatever happened or whatever inconvenience in your life is a crisis to us. So we don't single anybody out, but they give hope. They have the perfect name. They give hope.
So I'm gonna help you out with it. So Hope Station not only gives, it's not a financial thing, it's a mental.
Yes.
From my understanding, they can come in and take classes, financial classes. I think she was saying something about anything with career. I mean, you can go there and get all the tools that you need out here in this world with Hope Station. It's not just, let me give you some money, send you on your way. Okay. You're going to be educated so that you can take that and move on and not have to come back again, if that makes sense. So that's what I got from it, because I was like, they're giving you more than just money. They're giving you knowledge, and then they're empowering you to take that knowledge. Because I think she was also saying for the women that maybe have side hustles, they ask them, can you cook? Can you clean? Do us a side hustle to get money. I know we giving you a small amount, but what if you fall down again? Do your side hustle, and they teach them that. So I was like, wow. So it's just not just, hey, let me give you some money, go on your way, bye. They actually take the time to educate you and spend time.
Absolutely.
Because I mean, how long do you think the programs are? They're like a couple of weeks where they go in, especially like I think one lady said she got financial literacy. Like they told her how to budget and different things. So it's classes.
Yes. And on top of that, we also help with therapy as well.
Oh.
Like anyone that's seeking any type of, therapist or need to talk to anyone, we also give that help as well.
Okay, so what actually brought you to this place that we're talking about? What was the driving force that made you even look Hope Station up? What was it? Because that's now what we're finna get up into this story, into this book.
Well, so in the beginning, I'll take you to the beginning. When I first got to Tennessee, everything, I just knew life was going to be a little bit different. And even to take it back just a little bit further, when I was in Cleveland, I knew that I needed a change. I knew that I needed to get away from a lot of things that, I was used to, not saying I didn't have a lot of good times out there in Cleveland, but I remember like a lot of tears being shed, a lot of hurt and stuff. And I knew God was talking to me and telling me like, it's time to get away. And to be totally honest, before I was a single mom, I was married. So I went through the journey, and to become a single mom after being married is kind of like a hard pill to swallow sometimes. So again, I knew it was time to leave, and it's amazing how God works. I didn't think I was going to share this today, but I am. I can remember packing up my car, saying I'm just going to take a leap of faith, just drive. And at the time, my car, my truck, it just kept going out. It kept shutting down on me. 1 minute it's on, then it'll overheat. But I followed God's word. I said, okay, God, my truck not working, how I'm going to get all the way out here with my babies. And I made it all the way to Nashville, Tennessee with no problems at all whatsoever. My car actually started messing up once I actually made it here.
Wow.
Why Nashville though? What made you come to Nashville?
Well, for one, I've been out here in Nashville before.
Okay.
I graduated out here, Hillsborough High School, so I'm a bit familiar. And then I wanted to be a little bit close to a little bit more family. My dad is out here, and then I have my uncle out here, so I had a little bit of family.
Okay.
But that's where God led me. I don't know exactly why. I just know that my dad was out here at the time, so let me just come out here and take a leap of faith. When I got out here, I didn't expect it to be easy. I'm sorry. It was a little hard when it didn't get easier. I want to say right away. I had to find my own place. My car went down. I didn't have a car. Everything just crashed down a little bit at the time. Again, I ended up staying with a friend with my two babies, just trying to figure it out and looking at different places. I didn't give up, just searching different places. Like, God, I know you brought me down here for a reason. I know I'm here for a reason. What's going on? Like, I'm confused right now. I spent so many nights crying, telling myself like, okay, you can't give up. You got these two babies watching you. So what you gonna do next? And I spent a lot of time in isolation with God, talking to God. So when I finally found a place and everything, that's when I ran into the Hope Station. Because again, I didn't even know what I was going to do, like as far as the rent. I didn't even know how I was going to afford it. I just took a leap of faith. Wow. And I asked them to take a leap of faith on me. I asked them like, I won't let you down. All I had was my word. I won't let you down, but I need this. Like, please believe in me. And like, I got you. They took a leap of faith on me.
Wow.
But it was still hard in the beginning. And then when I ran into the Hope Station, this shout outs to Quatina. Quatina is an amazing person. I love her so much. You know, she made everything easier. Like, it's like the burden that she helped take off of me. I needed that because I didn't know what I was gonna do. I just know I had my babies and I couldn't let them down. So that's when the Hope Station came in, and they gave me the strength that I needed to know, like, God is always watching. And even when you leave one place, God will help you build your village. Mm. And that was my first village out here, the Hope Station.
Okay. So
and Cortina, this for anyone knows, she is the actual founder of Hope Station. And she formed it because she went through, like your story, she had struggles, and God spoke to her and told her to open up the Hope Station. And from there, it's just history of her helping young ladies like you, and now you're there helping other ladies. So it's a trickle down. It's just gonna keep helping women. So the Hope Station, shout outs to that's just a blessing. And like I say, a lot of people has never heard of Hope Station. Hope you all look it up. Yeah. Look up Hope Station, and then sow into Hope Station. You know, from my understanding, they don't receive federal money. Like you said, they don't want to be told how to help these women. And so most of it, if I'm not mistaken, is grants and donations. Yes. And so you all look up Hope Station and become a donor, donate money. We skip a Starbucks one day and, just go sow into this station because it is awesome.
So I'm going this path right here, Renisha, with the book. Okay, we talked about what Hope Station brought you to a place of healing and being able to move forth with your kids and everything. Is it anyone that you have not forgiven in this journey that you're going through? Because to write a book and write a story, because I talk to a lot of authors, and some of them write through their pain. Was your book written out of pain, or was it written out of purpose? What was it written out of?
I would say it was written out of pain and purpose.
Okay.
Just because through my pain, I found my purpose once I got finished with this book.
Okay.
I didn't want to become a victim to my pain. I didn't want it to overcome me. I wanted to stand in my power and take that back and say, I got this, So it was a lot of nights that when I was writing, I broke down writing the book, but I knew I couldn't stop. God wouldn't let me stop, and I need people to understand God is real.
Yes.
He is real, and he led me, and I didn't give up. So many times I tried to write this exact book, probably like 12 plus years ago. This is like 12 plus years of like just writing and stopping. I'm going to just do it later. No, I knew it was time this time. So yes, I would definitely say it was pain and purpose.
Okay.
And I got to give it to you. This is a gift from the Lord. When you look at these writings in here, and I just want to share one, because when I first opened this book, I was like, oh my goodness.
Baby, give us the title real quick before you read it.
So the title of the book is Breathing Life into Words Where Pain Becomes Power, Renisha Masters. So I got it here and here. But this first one, Dear Younger Me, You Become Her. I'm just going to read just a smaller bit. You don't know it now, but every tear you cry will baptize the woman you're becoming. That line right there, I was like, oh my goodness. Because I think a lot of us women, we've had a lot of tears shed, but those tears is shaping us to become who we are. And that just ministered to me. I was like, all these are this, I guess, because I don't know, I thought it was like a book, but to see all these snippets, I was like, of I guess the poetry, amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing.
So let me ask this. what does breathing life into your words, what does that mean to you personally?
I would say it's definitely breathing in the pain, everything that like I went through, all the words that was spoken to me, not just from like different people, but the things that I said to myself as well, because, you know, none of us is perfect, right? You know, we all have like our past. There's so many things that I told myself that wasn't true, but that's just how I felt about myself at the time. So I would say breathing in the pain and then letting out and becoming a power, just letting it all out. Like I breathed it in, I took it in, I faced myself. I'm able to face myself, and a lot of people can't do that just yet. And that's what this book is about, to face yourself and let it go and know who you are and stand in that power. Stand on that, you know?
Yeah, so what was the hardest part of this book to write?
So recently I had did an interview with Mr. Logan Crawford, and that was still always going to be my hardest poem. Thank you, God, for not letting me die there. That was probably the hardest poem, like, out of the whole book, because there were times where I wanted to give up. I wanted to take my life. I didn't want to fight no more, you know. And even when I didn't see myself, God saw me. You know, even when I felt like He wasn't there, He was. You know, He let me go through the storms, but I'm old enough to know why now. I can see why I had to go through what I went through, because it made me the person I am today. But thank you, God, for not letting me die there is the hardest one, because so many times.
So, young baby, I'm gonna get a little real with you on this one, because I look at you and I don't see suicide
at all.
I don't see pain when I see you, and I'm in the presence of you. I don't see that. So, if you can elaborate a little bit on what actually took you to a place to where you actually want to do that to yourself, man, because I don't see that when I look at you. I see power when I look at you now, and which is a great thing. But what actually drove you to a place to where you said, "Okay, God, I'm ready. I'm tired. I don't want to be here no more."
Being overwhelmed with everything, you know. I have, like, first my daughter, you know, my beautiful little girl. I love Royal so much. But it's different dealing with, you know, a child that, you know, has a communication delay. That, you know, that's my first baby. She's amazing though. She's brilliant. But, you know, it was hard, because I'm trying to figure out, like, you know, okay, is my baby different? Like, what's going on? And then listening to the outside world trying to tell me something about my baby. So in the beginning, that's what it was, you know, trying to be a mother for the first time and learn her, you know, and still kind of dealing with the things that I was dealing with her dad at the time. Then, you know, my son, you know, he comes along, and I got my boy, you know, I got my girl and my boy. But even then, he was born with exit reflex, you know, so it was times where I had to stay up and make sure he was breathing, because at any time it is just like so many nights. I dealt with that so many nights. But also back to my daughter, I dealt with that pregnancy alone, and not literally almost died having her. They had to rush me into emergency surgery. My heart rate wouldn't go down. But she was a fighter. She didn't give up. They was checking on her, but she didn't give up. So all that, and then trying to understand, and then having postpartum, I was tired. Yeah. And then, you know, trying to make sure everything is good, everybody is good, you know, trying to be like that wife, that mother. And it was just hard, you know. A lot of times I felt like I wasn't being heard, you know, and I felt like some days I actually felt like it'd be easier if I was just gone, you know. So all that played a part. It was just hard. I was mentally tired.
Mentally drained. Yes.
Wow. You want to, because I keep going, girl. You got something.
And Renisha, let you know, there's a lot of women out there just like that. You know, you have these kids, and their mind is a dangerous thing because it keeps your mind just wondering, especially when you got something going on with your child, and everybody, they're not in your shoes, because most time they haven't even had a child that maybe have had what both your kids have, but they want to offer their opinion, and it makes you second guess yourself as a mom, you know. So my hat's off to you, but I'm like, Theodore, I just see a bold woman, like I told you, humble, and we just thank God that he gave you this gift. He had a lot of more work for you to do, but he did bless you with those two beautiful children. Like the word said, children are a reward from God. They're a gift. So, yes.
I know sometimes it's hard telling your story because it's personal, okay? And I want you to understand something. Every last one of us, just in this circle, in this room right now, we all have a story. You know, I dealt with addictions. I've dealt with a whole lot of things in my life, but I've been blessed to go forth and do what I got to do because I show up. And that's one thing I know, you're showing up. So what would you tell someone today after you've went through the struggle? You've seen what it's like to get to the other side of not losing you. You know what I'm saying? What would you tell someone to strengthen them right now or give them courage to move and go forth in their life? And if they were in a place where they was like, okay, I'm just tired, I'm ready to give up, because I ask myself sometimes, have I ever just wanted to give up? I don't think I ever want to give up on life, but I get tired too. We all get tired, you know. And I'm gonna tell you what I'm dealing with right now. This whole Nolan Wells case is bothering me as a black man. It's bothering me to the point to where I'm trying my best not to look at it anymore, because it's doing something to me. So that's taking me to dark places that I don't want to go, and I'm constantly praying. So we're always going through something. So what would you tell someone that's going through the struggle, having the children? It's hard out here. You don't know whether the next meal is going to come, because some people don't understand that. Some people don't know what it looks like to be out there by yourself and don't know where the next meal or where we're going to stay. What would you tell someone today to keep the power, keep the strength, keep God first? What would you say to them?
I would tell them, do not stop fighting. Do not let the devil win. What I had to learn is when you're going through something back to back and it's just like, okay, I just got through this. Oh my goodness, it's another thing. Oh, now I have to deal with this. The devil is trying to distract you from your purpose. So if you give up too quick, if you stop fighting too quick, you may never learn your purpose in life. You know, it is light at the end. And as hard as it seemed like it's not going to get no better, it will.
Wow, that's good.
It really, oh my goodness. It's just, I just want to tell the people, just do not give up. Do not give up, because when you finally fight through what you thought you couldn't fight through, you see a person that you thought you would never meet.
Ooh, that's good.
So keep fighting, you know, because they got this. People don't know their own power. You know, we have power that we don't even know because we haven't unlocked it yet, because so much goes on that, you know, we be so ready to give up. So just keep fighting and keep going.
How did you unlock that power you talking about? How did you unlock it?
You know what? To be honest, it was one day I will never forget. I broke down to my knees. It was just me, and I was crying. And I said, God, I'm doing everything you're asking me to do. I don't know what else to do. I don't know how else you want me to fight. If you listen close enough, you will hear him talk back.
Wow.
And it was so amazing, because when I got up, still crying, and I hear God lead me to the book of Job. I'm not a Bible reader, I'm gonna be honest, but I'm like, okay, you talking to me. And it explained how he lost everything.
Mm-hmm.
But his faith was being tested. Even when people walked away, even when people was telling them to turn his back on God, kept fighting, and look what happened to him in the end. When he kept going, he was blessed 3 times more, just gotta trust. You gotta trust, and you gotta walk into the unknown. So that day in the closet, I said, no more. I said, I got you. You gonna be here with me, I got you. And I'm gonna prove to the people to believe. So that's what I did. That day in the closet, I'll never forget. I just said I wasn't gonna do it no more. I wanted to be better. I wanted to be a better version of myself. My children deserve to see the healthy, happy version of their mom, So I had to do it, not just for them, but for myself, So
that's good, girl.
So, Renisha, during all this time, did you have any I don't know how to word it, because everybody has to have sometimes somebody to talk to, and I know you had your 2 kids. You had just moved here. Were there any friends that kind of like got you through some of your hard times? Like when you talk to them, or were they encouraging, or was it just always just you talking to God and then just you and your babies?
I definitely had a few friends that I love so much till this day, but sometimes God will isolate you where he don't want you to hear no one else's voice but his, So I definitely had encouragement from them, but he wanted to know my business. He wanted to hear my pain. He wanted me to come to him and fully trust him, and that's what I had to do. So I even had to step away from my friends for a minute and just have one-on-one time with God, and that's how that happened. But yes, I definitely have a few friends that I love so much.
And you said God met you in that closet. Was that the first time he met you and you heard him, or did you hear him before the closet?
I've heard him multiple times. It's just in the closet was the first time I chose to listen.
Wow, girl, that's good right there. I think about the time that he spoke to me because, and this doesn't have a lot to do with what we're talking about, but when I first heard him, I was about 20, right? And he spoke to me at a hair show. And I tell this story a whole lot because I'm still doing that 36 years later. And I never in my life thought that I would do something like this because I'm a man. I do this. I play football. I wasn't trying to do but I heard God's voice clearly. And when you really, really hear his voice, it's something because you like, okay, it's like you keep on saying it over and over and over again. And if you don't listen, he's going to make you hear it.
Yes.
And that's what he did to me that time. I mean, I was like, okay, God, are you really saying this? Are you really speaking this in my ear? And I had to make a decision. And I came home and listened to what he said do and quit everything I was doing in my life. College, I had a job. I quit it all to pursue what I heard God say to me. So I'm saying that to the fact because you heard God say, no, I'm going to show you what your purpose is. And that's when you said, okay, let me bring it out in my writing. Let me bring it out in helping people, helping women move to another level in their lives. So what would you tell a young lady today to strive towards or to do more of, or what good habits would you give a young lady in this time and what we're living?
I would tell them to don't listen to the outside world. Know yourself. And if you haven't already, face that little girl that's waiting on you to heal. That's what I would say.
So this brings me, because you have a book called The Reveal, and you got in there, the truth was always there. You were just not ready. Now you're ready to see. Can you explain that?
Okay, So yes, without giving too much detail about the reveal, but I would say the truth is always in front of our faces. And a lot of times we refuse to see it. The signs are always there, but when you finally step and like open your eyes and see it, you will see where you were supposed to be all along. You will see what your purpose was all along. You will see what you was meant to do in this life all along. The reveal is exactly what it's called. It kind of, for example, how, say you can go down the street, right? And you'll just be walking, and then next thing you know, a car can come flying down the street, just a scenario. And then boom, you made it off the way. But in the reveal, you had something there with you all along. You had God with you all along. You didn't miss not being hit by that car for a reason. So right. It's basically just revealing the unseen that has always been there. So yeah.
Wow. Then you won the International Impact Award. Can you speak on that?
Oh.
Yes, we've done our homework. Your International Impact Award.
Oh my goodness, that has been a journey. I actually found out about that January of this year. And they reached out to me, and I thought it was a game. I actually thought it was a scam. I did. Because, different people text your phone or emailing you and stuff like that, and you're like, okay, this can't be real. So when I read the email, I end up getting a text message too, like, hey, did you receive the email? Like, your book won the International Impact Book Awards. And I said, oh, I said, email. I was so excited. I checked the email and I seen it. It made me feel good because you know what? Before my book won, when I completed the book, I didn't even ask God for all this. All I asked God was, please just let my book fall in the right hands. I said that before, like I released it. I was finished with the book, but I said, that's all I want is for it to fall in the right hands. And next year, I get it published and stuff like that. The next year, which is this year, they reached out to me, and it was a journey from there. I mean, awards after awards after awards. And I'm like, oh, look at little me,
Wow.
And just to hear the stories that people told me, how my book made them feel. I didn't even know, it was just going to go that far. I just wanted somebody, even if it was one person, to read it and help that person. That's where my mindset was. So to know different people have cried to me and told me how it made them feel, what it did in their lives and stuff like that. It's amazing. So it made me feel good knowing that I won. I wasn't expecting it. I just wanted to write my book for people.
Well, I have another Bible verse for you. It's Proverbs 21:21. I chose the easy to read version. So by what you just said, this scripture speaks of you. People who try hard to do good and be faithful will find life, goodness, and honor. And that's how I feel about you. You found, you did fall on hard times, but you kept the faith, and you are a great person. So now you're being rewarded for being diligent, and your kids, I feel like they're going to soar because their mom soared, because they're going to see every endeavor that you went through. They were there with you, even though they were small. But trust me, they've seen your walk, and to me, they're gonna do better than what you've done because they had the perfect example of a mom that didn't give up on them and that heard from the Lord. And I'm just praying that women listen to the Lord. That's what you're telling them, to listen. Take the time to listen. Sometimes you got to cut out the noise of this world. Yes. And listen for the Lord to just speak. And that's ministering to me too. Just listen to his voice. Cut out everything else and just take time and spend with him, because he will answer you. But we got to seek him daily and, try to develop that relationship. So when we do hear his voice, we know it's him. But yeah, my hat's off to you. Like I told you, when I met you, I was like, this is a phenomenal young lady. Your story is just wonderful. And I'm just praying that other women hear your story, and, one day if they, fall into your shoes, just to hear that voice to say, keep going. She did it. I can do it too. And then to call on the places like Hope Station. I hope if someone's out there listening, if God told you to open up a Hope Station, do it. Because it's a lot of women out here that need it. Yes.
So I got to get one more powerful question out there. If your pain was sitting across from you in a chair, your pain was right there in your face. At this place and time, after you've written all the books, after you went through the journey, what would you say to your pain today?
That's a big one. I would tell my pain, you didn't win.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
I would tell my pain that I did it. I tell my pain that I made it. I tell my pain I defeated you. Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
And you've got a poem in here, and you. I didn't know you was asking that question. And your poem in here says, "Mirror talk, walking into purpose," and it says, "They say pain don't compare, but that pain carved me, broke me, made me spit fire when I should have just cried. I stopped running, no more running from ghosts, from shadows, from the lies. I'm walking head first into my purpose, feet pounding, heart roaring, soul blazing. I looked in the mirror and saw that woman stare back, tired eyes, bruised skin, but I told her last time is final time. No more chains, no more cycles spinning me to hell and back. This time I win. I deserve the crown, not whispers, not silence."
Yeah, girl.
That's your writing. Powerful.
Yeah, that was good. That was
Yes.
good. Women, this is a book. Put that book up one more time. This is definitely a book where all women should look into this material, because I believe that it's a poem or something in this book that's going to be able to make you think a little bit differently about what you're going through.
Yeah, through life.
Through your struggles, y'all. Because listen, y'all, we have this young lady, Renisha, on here who has survived a lot. We talk about things that we go through in life, but think about this: when you're struggling by yourself in the world, where, because parents, what I want to go here, but what were your parents like in your life?
I had good parents. The only thing was they wasn't together. My mom stayed in Cleveland, my dad stayed out here, so I didn't get that family dynamic, like a 2-parent household, which is why I tried to do it right. But overall, I love my parents. They even had to go through their own motions and grow, and I had to learn that growing up. So yes, I love my parents, but I would have wished that I could have had that 2-parent household.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's a wish that a lot of us, and I had it, but I didn't have it with my mother and my father. It was both of us were in dynamics where we had step parents that helped raise.
Families.
So that's a whole nother journey. Okay, so we definitely understand that, but that's something in the African American community that's we're lacking. You all listen to. I tell you all the time, we try to bring so much positive stuff to this page and to our platform. But one thing that I speak on, I speak on, if you're out there parenting, and I'm talking to men right now, if you have children, I'm going to say this, you all, until I'm going to beat it in the ground. If you don't raise your children and be there and be in the home, I understand sometimes you can't do that because the relationship doesn't allow you to, but that still doesn't mean that you're not supposed to show up. You're still supposed to go pick them up. You're still supposed to be there. Men, you got to understand we're part of the big problem if you don't show up. I don't care if the woman is trying to make it to where you can't see your child. You make it to where you can see your child, because a child needs to see both parents. I didn't say you had to live with her, but they need to see what it looks like to have both parents at least making an influence in their life or being there in their life. And that's one thing, y'all, that the African American community is struggling with, y'all, because we're not parenting right. We're not raising our children right. So what happens is we watch our children go through things because we didn't do our job. It's our job to get them to the place where they're supposed to be. It's our job to get their mindset to graduate and then push them and shoot them out into the world to where they can be stronger. Thank God that all of us, my girl right here, are author, not going everything that she's been through, seeing everything she go through, but she still made it out and she's doing something positive. So it can be done. But just imagine what it would have been like if you would have had the security or just the time to have both parents loving you properly. You could have wrote books. You could have been something. Because, I mean, you got to understand, writing a book is big.
Yes, and you've written several.
I ain't gonna sit here and act like, girl. It's people that's scared to write books. It's people that's scared to do what God has told them to do. It's people that's scared to live in their purpose. Everything that God tells me to do now, I'm gonna do it. And your power for me to see a young baby that's doing it like you. We old people now. I ain't know. Let me stop. I'm tripping,
yeah,
but
we've
lived this life, okay, and I'm blessed to be able to continue to do what I'm doing, and now that I'm at this age that I'm at, everything God, if I would have knew what to do at 34 and write a book, girl, I want to write a book. I tell people this all the time, but I don't have the focus to sit down and do it. You did. That's power in itself. That's strength in itself. So I know that God is going to take you to higher levels in your life. You're going to do bigger things.
Yes.
You're being everything you can for your children. Be everything you can for your children.
So what's next for you, Renisha? What's next?
Oh, it's in the air. Whatever God has for me next, I'm willing to do. But just I want to continue to like grow and just continue to heal. Because even when you heal one part of your life, you never really stop healing. It's different sections of your life that you have to heal. So I just plan on keep healing, growing, and hopefully, you know what? I'm just going to say it like this because that's how I feel about myself. People will see my name on the movies because that's the next goal for me. I'm not going to stop. You know, I'm not going to stop fighting until like it get there. So, and I had a few news on that too. So I'm just dabbing a little bit in that area. So.
And are you planning to write any more books?
I do. But right now, I really want to focus on, again, hopefully, like just getting the movie stuff out the way. And then I'm also ghostwriting for other people now. I decided to do that, just take a step back. I wrote the books that I wanted to write as of now. So I have at least about 6 people I'm working with right now who ask me, hey, I need help with my book, or can you just like, go over it, proofread it, things like that. So that's what I'm working on now, and it's very exciting.
That's amazing.
You have a busy life, ma'am. Oh my goodness. Okay.
So I got a couple of quick rapid fire questions I like to give a lot of my people that come on our podcast, a lot of our guests. So answer these for us real quick. Do you like morning or night better?
Night.
Okay. I would
so
think.
Are you a night owl? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, somewhat.
Yeah. Okay.
What's your favorite worship song?
Oh my gosh, it's so many, but I would say Kurt Franklin. It's so many. Melodies from Heaven.
Oh, that's a good one. What you know about Melodies from Heaven?
We used to sing that at church.
Yes. That's the song right there.
One word to describe the season that you're in your life right now.
Strength.
Wow.
Yeah, strength.
What's something that people will be surprised to learn about you?
My life story. People look at me and, they really don't know my story. So I would just say my life story.
Yeah, because like I say, you don't look where you come. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You look fabulous. You would think you had it all together all your life and you didn't have any struggles. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite Bible verse?
This first part always stuck with me. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil.
Yes.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's awesome.
Good. So you don't fear no evil now, girl?
Nope.
Nothing scares you?
No, because what's going to scare me if I got God on my side? Don't nothing overcome him. Can't nothing beat him. So, no.
I'm going to let you say that one more time so people can hear that. Why are you not scared in this life once more? You got to say that one more time, girl.
Because I have God on my side and can't nothing beat him, nothing in this world. So,
yeah, the victory is already won.
Yes.
Amen. Amen.
One thing I am going to encourage you on, though, you said that in the interview, you said that you're not a Bible reader. Okay, and that's one thing that you did say. I'm going to encourage you to read it every day of your life. Okay, that's one thing, and I'm not telling you it's a order or a place to where you should start or begin. I'm just saying open up the pages and just try, because we talked earlier before the interview and we talked about your boy Job. Yes, ma'am. You want to elaborate a little bit, or you want me to keep going?
Keep going.
Okay, so we talked about what Job went through. You gave me a description of it that was to the T. He went through life, the struggles that Job went through, the hurts. He lost family members. He lost everything. And he did not curse his Savior, his God. And you just said in a couple of words ago, you said that I don't fear because I know who God is in my life. Get to know him better in his word, because if you get into that word, it's going to open up your movies. It's going to open up so much more, because God's word brings life into your spirit, into your body. And that's my only encouragement I got to give you, because other than that, I look at you and I say, thank God for a young lady that's an African-American queen that's doing what she's doing in spite of the struggle, in spite of not having any help, in spite, I don't know if your father, the father of your children are helping, but in spite of that, you're still moving, you're still growing, you can never look in the rear mirror no more. You can't look back no more. Right. If you look back now, you know what is you know about the story in the Bible. It talks about the lady that looked back and she turned into a pillar of salt. That's in the Bible. So it talks about looking back. So encourage you to read that thing. But girl, you're amazing.
Yes, amazing.
Keep going forward. Don't stop. Anything that we can do to encourage you, help you, you let us know. But I'm just excited, like I say, to know you, because we have to understand so many young Black women need to hear your story and see what you've done. Because I'm so excited. When I see positive African American people and people that took the struggle and went and did their thing, y'all, I get so excited right now, because we're in a time and we're in a place in this life to where it's all about us, because AI is going to take over. It's going to take over the computer world. Yeah. We have to be creative. We have to learn, the service industry. We have to learn how to be fashion designers. We have to learn how to write and do things that's going to evolve us. We're not going to get it from the computers, and that's not going to do it. We got to understand that we have to be creative. So I appreciate you coming on our platform. You are amazing. Is there anything that you want to say to our people before we get off this air? Because our time goes by fast. Is there anything you want to say that can encourage a young lady before we get off this platform today?
Yes, I would like to say, please hear me, do not be afraid of the unknown. Do not be afraid to take a leap of faith and just step out, because you never know what's going to happen and what's on the other side.
That's amazing.
Amazing. Renisha, you are living proof. Ladies, you heard it from Miss Masters. Do not give up. Lean and depend on the Lord and have faith. You've been listening to 104.1 Tab Nashville Gospel Radio, as well as Sacrificial Conversations on YouTube. We pray that you all have a blessed week, and we will see you on next Monday.
Y'all be blessed out there.
Bye.